All right, we start off with the Daily Nation. Free school funds dropped to 7-year low. Audit. PS Julius Bitok accuses some school heads of submitting incorrect information. President William Ruto said yesterday, ghost everywhere. Na watu wakacheka sana. Like right now we are reporting ghost on health, ghost on education, kila mahali, ghost. So we have to find a way to do away with the ghost.
Something interesting about this story is that they say this capitation has dropped to the lowest, that's 15,614. It's supposed to be 22,244. It is one of the promises that the president made, that juzi akiwa na walimu State House ati ata correct hiyo maneno, lakini uta correct aje na mambo inaenda chini zaidi.
Hayo, wacha tuwasome. Cash crunch. The amount allocated per learner so far this year under the free-day secondary education program has dropped to 15,614 out of the expected 22,244 shillings. An analysis of the disbursements shows, and with schools scheduled to close at the end of the next month, this will be the lowest amount since the Uhuru administration.
Now, the bigger problem is not even how low the amount is going. The fact that most schools are yet to receive a huge chunk of this year's capitation money. Yeah. So hata mkisema ni kidogo, ama hata hiyo kidogo sifike shuleni tafadhali. That's the question, yeah.
All right, and that story on ghost workers and some cases of duplicate learner codes and suspiciously low enrollment numbers delayed payments. This story is on page 2. There will be a strike today by university lecturers in Anza leo after failed talks. Yes.
Wewe si unafunza university?
Koma, uliniona huko. Koma kabisa. Faith makes history with fourth 1500 meters gold medal and star athlete on path to track immortality. Karibu niseme immorality. Immortality leads compatriot Dorcas Ewoy in a 1-2 finish for Kenya. So Faith Kipyegon came first, and then Ewoy, who made her debut, came second.
Nelly Chepchirchir alikosea tu kidogo akakuja fourth.
Imagine.
Otherwise ingekuwa 1 2 3.
Kidogo tu.
Hizo zote tatu. Sijali.
All right, judge falls DPP in Oparanya graft case, and High Court terms decision to terminate 57 million shillings corruption case unconstitutional and an affront on powers of the EACC. On the top three police recruitment saga, MPs give 2-day deadline. 2 government agencies have until Thursday to agree and set hiring date. And Ruto backs special economic zones to generate new jobs. He launched 2,000 acres Vipingo SCZ in Kilifi County yesterday. That is expected to create jobs, attract investments worth 390 billion shillings. On the back page of this newspaper, American grants long reign as world championship end, and that story on Faith Kipyegon. Like she knew to ni yeye. Star athlete destroys 1,500 meters field for big step towards attaining athletics immortality, and now she's going to compete with, is it Beatrice Chebet? Yes.
All right, and now that means that Kenya is back to second place in the medal table behind the United States. The US has 6 gold, a total of 8 medals. We have 3 gold medals, 1 silver, 1 bronze, making it 5 against what the US has, which is 8. Tunapelekana now hapa kwa hapa. Before Faith won that race, Canada had frog jumped us.
No,
meanwhile, Tanzania wamedrop. Wameenda number 7.
They were number 6 yesterday.
Sisi tuko sawa. Tuko sawa. All right. In as far as today's sessions are concerned, at 1 p.m., something to look forward to, 1:10 p.m. today, men's javelin throw qualification group, Julius Yego will be there. Another one that we could be looking forward to at 3:57 p.m., that's this afternoon, the women's 3,000 meters steeplechase final. Faith Cherotich and Doris Lemngole will be in that race. At 4:20 p.m., men's 1,500 meters final. Timothy Cheruiyot and Reynold Cheruiyot. So another opportunity for Kenya to bag more medals. Tuone kama tunaweza songa karibu na the table leaders.
All right. Songa mbele.
The Star, Worcester, Ruto Raila parties get 1.2 billion shilling windfall. And this is about political parties funding as we get into this politically charged time. Let's take a look at the story on pages 4 and 5. Nataka kuona hii pesa imetoka wapi mingi hivi ya UDA na ODM. So President William Ruto and ODM leader Raila Odinga are poised to exert immense financial influence over the country's political landscape following the millions allocated to their parties this financial year. ODM has been allocated 1.21 billion, both parties, by the Political Parties Fund for 2025-26 financial year. 1.2 billion. Hey, hiyo pesa watafanyia kazi gani? That story is on pages 4 and 5 of this paper. They call it a lopsided funding to cement dominance of UDA and ODM. But anyway, they're the biggest parliamentary parties that we have. I think ODM has more than 80 members and UDA over close to 130. Hata kama mmedefect, bado mnakauntiwa kwa hiyo line. Other stories, of course, they make mention of Faith making history with 4th world title. Away from that, auditor says how Busia workers conned county in loans scam. Ile story ya ule lawyer ambaye aliuawa, anasema Mbobu's murder of 15 quizzed as detectives camp in slain lawyer's office. And how new voter registration could reshape 2027 polls is a story on page 6 of The Star. You can grab yourself a copy of this paper. Fresh, independent, different, 60 shillings. Get yourself a copy. The
Standard Unmasked, Robert Purkiss. It's a glimmer of hope. Agnes Wanjiru was raped and murdered in 2012. Her body dumped in a septic tank while her infant daughter was left to grow up without her. For years, the name of our alleged killer, British soldier, was buried under secrecy, denials, and suspected cover-ups. Now, with the suspect finally unmasked and an international arrest warrant issued, the crime that has haunted Kenya and Britain is back in the spotlight. Yet for Wanjiru's family, justice is still far from certain. 13 years later, according to the family lawyer, despite the findings of the inquest, the respondents have failed to notify the late Agnes Wanjiru's family of the status of the investigations and possible prosecution. The story is on page 4, given prominence on the front page of this newspaper, and the identity of the UK soldier who is alleged to have killed Wanjiru has been revealed. His name is Robert Purkiss. After the murder, the soldier was flown out of the country as the family sought justice in the courts. According to the investigating officer following the story, he says he believes that the name Robert James Purkiss will come up in court, and they hope that Wanjiru's family will finally get justice. Other stories on the inside pages of this newspaper: hiring of 10,000 officers in jeopardy due to National Police Service and NPSC stalemate, and a meeting between the two entities failed to chart the way forward. However, they agreed to do away with online applications and settle for physical exercise. Slain lawyer's friends speak of 96 hours in hell. He's missing 15 million shillings. A businessman says arrest has been the most traumatic experience in his life. Judge Wainaina explains how he met Mbobu just hours before assassination. Hawa ni wale walikuwa arrested just because they spent some time with Mbobu before he was killed that day. And family bus journalists from Mbobu's Requiem Mass. It happened yesterday, so we were not allowed to go in. While Ruto's grand promises to teachers could be a pipe dream, and the timeline for implementation of many pledges is years that the government does not have, according to this newspaper. On insurance and housing, the teachers feel they are being promised what is already theirs. On the back page, Faith delivers for Kenya in Tokyo with 4th world title. A youngster Ewoi wins silver as Chipchirchir narrowly misses out on podium sport. Kenya has now won 3 gold medals in Tokyo. That's the Standard this morning.
From the Standard, we take a look at gazeti la Taifa Leo. Anasema wabunge wapigania posho kotini katika kile kinachoonekana kama hatua ya kuendelea kukwamilia hazina ya CDF. Wabunge wajitetea kotini. Bunge la kitaifa limejiunga rasmi katika kesi ambayo wakili maarufu jijini Nairobi Paul Mwangi amewasilisha kotini akitaka mwongozo wa mahakama kuu iwapo mswada wa kutaka kuingiza hazina 3 za fedha katika katiba unapaswa kuwasilishwa kwa wananchi kupitia kura ya maamuzi. Should the CDF and these other funds that parliamentarians wamejipatia be subjected to a referendum? That's a big question. Once koti imeamua ati ni referendum, but then again, many Kenyans are benefiting from CDF, so hata wakiambiwa referendum, watasema tu sawa. Anyway, vidokezo zaidi kwenye ukurasa wa mbele wa gazeti hili wanasema chaguzi za tikisa vyama, viongozi wa vyama wazozana na waniaji kuhusu nani awanie kiti katika chaguzi hizo. Kumbuka leo vyama tofauti vinafaa kuwasilisha wagombea wa viti tofauti katika ndani ya chama. Yeah, the aspirants within the parties. If at all the parties conducting primaries, the IBC is supposed to know by now. So that ule ataibuka mshindi awanie na tikiti ya chama hicho katika uchaguzi mdogo wa Novemba 27. Nasir Ngugi wateuliwa mashujaa. Ni habari nyingine hapa, wanasema Wakenya wapewa siku 14 kuwasilisha pingamizi kuhusiana na walioteuliwa kutuzwa. Ukurasa wa 5 hadithi iko pale, ni as we anticipate Mashujaa Day. Ni nani anafaa kutuzwa? So amesema yule gavana wa Mombasa, Nasir, na Ngugi, sijui kama ni Ngugi wa Thiong'o ama ni Ngugi mgani. Kura kule Malawi roho mkononi, wapiga kura washiriki uchaguzi wenye ushindani kati ya Rais Chakwera na mtangulizi wake.
Yani Malawi wako na elections.
So Malawi did the elections yesterday.
Oh wow.
Ukikuja north kidogo Tanzania wanangojea Novemba. Oktoba mwisho. Alafu Uganda. Alafu lakini Kenya ndio tunazungumzia siasa zaidi. Yetu iko mbali, miaka 2 bado. Oparanya arudishwa kikaangoni, jaji asema DPP alikosea kuamua binafsi kufuta mashtaka dhidi ya waziri pale juu. Na Faith Kipyegon, fahari ya Kenya kule Tokyo, apaa kupaa. Superstar Faith Kipyegon azoa dhahabu yake ya 5 jijini Tokyo. Gazeti la Taifa leo.
People Daily, why Gachagua can't run for presidency, State House gamble. Article 75(3) of the Constitution bars anyone removed from office through impeachment from holding public office. The story has been covered on page 4.
But it is an analysis. Okay, fine. They present this as one hurdle, but they don't declare. Because if you look at the headline, it's like a declaration that he can't. Well, there are those who argue that he can. I don't know. Maybe it will be subjected to the Supreme Court to give an advisory. I don't know.
Amesema yeye tosha sasa. Ruto on the spot for politicizing public service by hosting teachers at State House. The story there on page 7. Why modern romance is a high-risk contact sport.
Hapo sasa.
Before tuanze show kuna watu
hata ule moms alisema
jamani, please friend. Why are you like this?
Watu wanaogopa.
People and politics. People Daily.
Business Daily, how US rate cut will ease Kenya's SGR loan burden. Wanasema Chinese loan pegged on global benchmark lending rate, that's $1. Stock of debt impacted by rate standards at 982 billion. Dola ikipanda tu kidogo hivi, hii inapanda inakuwa trillion plus. Yeah. Faith Kipyegon, yani amepata space kwa Business Daily. That's how big that story is. Other stories, Portland Cement pushed to share buyback amid tycoon's bid. On the ticker, electricity production hits a record high. Siku hizi kuna ile rationing sana. And Stanchart issues profit warning on pensions payout. Elsewhere, banks lend 153 billion shillings to MSMEs, exceeding yearly target. Matters business. Once again, a reminder that on the panel today, starting at 6:30, we'll be having Joe Nyoto, Senator Muranga, Sabina Chege, who's a nominated MP, Professor Fred Ogola, who's a governance and economics expert, and political analyst Fwamba NC Fwamba. Do stand by for that, coming your way in a very short time.
And today, once again,